I want to show you how you can add bad photocopy texture to your designs with the bad photocopy texture template for Affinity Designer and Affinity Photo. The template works the same way in both Affinity Designer and Affinity Photo. So you can just open it with a file open command. But here I've got the template open, and you're going to navigate through this file with the layers panel. And when you open it up, you'll see there's a layer called choose a texture, and there's a layer called optional background texture. The main one we're going to want to be concerned with is this choose a texture layer. We want to just click on this little arrow to drop down the texture options. At the top, you'll see an outline layer. To start off with, we want to turn the visibility of that off. So that's actually a nice feature that kind of holds our design together. But to get into it, let's go ahead and turn it off. And we also want to turn off the visibility of the texture. So now we just have the straight design, plain, no texture. And what we want to do is we want to go down to this layer at the bottom of the group here that says double click on image to edit. So with your move tool selected, let's just go in here and double click on that image. And that opens up an embedded image, which essentially is similar to a Photoshop smart object file, if you know about smart object files. But it's important we work within this embedded image. And let's go ahead and turn off the visibility of the art that's in there. And I have a logo here. This logo is also part of T-shirt Design Master Collection 1 if you've ordered that. But let's go ahead and select all and then copy. And let's go back to this embedded image here and let's paste in that design. And I'm going to click save, and then let's just go back into the bad photocopy template, and you'll see that design is blue now. And the reason it's blue is because we have a color overlay on it. So we can just turn that color overlay off, click close. But what we want to do is we want to apply the effect separately to the yellow color and the black color. And the reason is, let's say we turn on our texture. When we turn that outline back on, it applies it black, and we don't want a black outline on the yellow, if that makes any sense. So what we want to do is let's go back into this embedded image and let's just turn off the yellow for now and click save. And then we'll go back in here, and now you'll see the texture looks really good. So let's go ahead and export that, file export, and we'll export that as a transparent PNG. Click export, and then let's just save it to our desktop, and we'll call this black layer. Now what we want to do is let's go back into that embedded object, turn off everything except for the yellow, and click save, and then navigate back to the main template here. And what we want to do is we want to turn that color overlay back on. With this main group highlighted, let's click back on our FX and let's reapply that color overlay, but let's make it a yellow. And click close. And now let's export that layer, file, export, and we'll export that to the desktop and call it yellow layer. So now what we can do is let's make a new document, and let's do it 4500 by 5400, and transparent background, click OK. And now what I can do is I'll place in both of those PNG images. First the yellow layer, and then the black layer. So now we can save that out as an Affinity Designer, Affinity Photo file, or a PNG, PSD, or any other kind of file that we need.